workout today. So I'm going to show you guys an exercise that you guys could do to start your morning workouts, to start your specific weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm using my smart gym here. I'm just getting everything all set up here. Alright guys, so I'm going to use this cable machine here. It's an awesome smart gym. It works very effectively, and I'm going to be using it here. I'm going to first show you guys some exercises using the upper body capabilities and the lower body capabilities, and to do some ab work. Also work the front of the leg, the back of the legs, and your feet, and also your hands. So this is going to be a great exercise. So the first exercise, I'm going to start. A common exercise I like to do is going to be a swimming exercise from a forward directions, and I'm also going to be doing it from a backwards directions, just to warm up your shoulders in all directions. So it's as if you're swimming, warm up your shoulders. Do it from the that forward, but that direction, then switch and do it from a different direction. Now from here, I'm going to warm up the shoulder rotation joint, so going out and back in, out and back in. For a lot of people, if you guys get discomfort when you're sleeping on your side, which a lot of people, this exercise may be helpful for your shoulder joint to help strengthen it, gain some resiliency, get some circulation to the joint, which may or may not help with some of that discomfort when you're sleeping. And I like this because it's so effective just to go from back and forth, and it's a very smooth cable pull. So it's nice and even, and it feels really good. From here, I'm going to do a backside angle. All right, so that's going to help still continuously warm up my upper body. Now the next exercise is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start increasing the weight of what I'm doing. And with the Smart Gym, all I have to do is just turn the weight scale up on the touchscreen just to increase the weight. So now I got about 20 pounds each side. Working all parts of your chest and your shoulders. Now I'll click stop, decrease the weight just slightly, and go backwards again. This is going to work the middle part of your back, around your shoulder blades. From here, I'm going to do a twisting movement to help warm up your core, as if you're doing like a baseball swing, or for golfers, anyone who does a golf swing. This is great overall, just to warm up your core, and it feels really good. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. All right, guys, now I'm gonna increase the weight up until I go to a heavier weight. That way I can just work with my pecs in the chest area. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying the rest of your day today. This is gonna be a good overall workout. All right. So now I increase the weight. It's as if I'm doing like push-ups now. Then I'm going to flip it and then I'm going to do a row backwards in the backwards direction while I'm in this standing position. I like working the front, the push musculature, but then also working the pull musculature just to help get a nice even out body. Guys, these exercises are great because you're standing, so you're gaining power from your feet all the way up into your upper body, which can help build athleticism, strengthening of balance, overall postural muscles from the feet all the way up. Now with this smart gym and other cable machines you guys are most likely using, I could change up and down very quickly, very easily. I'm going to decrease the weight. I'm going to do some chest, shoulder movements from the top position to overall get a nice stretch of my arms, hands, fingers, all the way to the arms. Help stretch everything that goes over there. What's good, AC Walker? Hello, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So I'm actually a chiropractor and a specific trainer. You know, I have a girlfriend. So these exercises are awesome. All right, this one here. I make sure you guys get a full stretch as you allow it to go all the way back and then pressing forward. And then I can go down to the kneeling position. And as you guys can see, I could bring my shoulders up more towards the sky more. It's gonna work a different angle. Move this over. This is my medical machine here. Those exercises are fantastic. They work your body really good. They're highly effective. These require a lot of good, healthy shoulder mobility, but these exercises can help increase your mobility due to obviously just the super deep stretches that you guys see me doing. All right, guys, we're gonna keep on doing this. Now, I'm then gonna go to the lowest setting. Decrease the resistance. Do some more shoulder circles. These shoulder circles are going to work part of the shoulders. Also help to define and get definition into the pecs, but also definition into the abs to help get a more wider shoulder base. So to help get wider shoulders and a more smaller waist, these are good exercises to help build that broader base, tighter waist. So this smart gym, I'm on the bottom setting. I'm gonna grab it here, step into a lunge stance. My shoulders are in a nice back position, up and tall, and you're gonna cross. Then from here, straight bicep curl. Awesome. Hey guys, there's some really good exercises that you guys could do. If you guys have any specific questions for yourself that you want to ask me, feel free to ask me. Next set of exercises. This is not only a vertical pulley system, but it's also a horizontal. So it's going to be on the floor, which changes the physics. The physics is going to be pulling me down towards the floor versus pulling myself towards this beam here. Also on this thing here, it can actually calculate my general rest time. When I'm resting, I typically drink therapeutic mineral water, and I found it to be very helpful because it has bicarbonate. It has other minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium, which can help with your performance during higher intensity exercises, especially if you're sweating. So now I'm going to decrease the weights to about 15 pounds each side. One of my favorite ones is where I'm going behind me, crossing my arms behind me as I'm going down. This can help work the shoulder blade to pull back to help stand in this upright posture with ease, because you're training your body to be able to do that by bringing the hands behind you during some of those shoulder abduction movements. That is going to really help quite a bit with a lot of people, preventing this and helping with being more upright, which is going to be helpful for your musculoskeletal systems, but also for you guys' physique. It's helpful to have a nice upright position, wider shoulders, smaller waist, generally head in line, just being as tall as your body can get with your specific genetics. Grab, right side grabs left handle, left side grabs right handle, turning on, whole posture, go backwards, and then back up. So make sure your fists are going behind your back pocket. Yes, the cables will slightly cause friction against each other, that's just what happens. Bend the elbows. Whew. Super awesome. Now I'm going to switch, do shoulder circles with the weights in my hands in a forward direction and a backwards direction. Let's see if you guys can see. I'm effortlessly open my posture up and back with ease. So I feel that all in my arms, I feel that all in my shoulders. I don't use the stethoscope with my chiropractor. I got one in school, but I don't use the stethoscope. So someone's asking about specific medical treatments or medical diagnosis tools. Since sports medicine doctors don't typically do that. Now, if you guys have any questions about exercises, workouts, stretches, I got you guys. I'd like to recommend mobility exercises. 3 to 10 minutes a day can go a long way. Resistance training on a consistent basis, preferably every day. Sometimes twice a day if you can, with more shorter workouts, of course. So this one, pull your shoulders back. Now, when I do curls, I like doing palms down and palms up curls and doing circles, like weighted circles. Oh gosh, it works so good. Whew. I'm gonna do some bicep curls. My shoulders and my arms are getting tired, so I'm gonna give them a rest. I'm mainly gonna work the elbows, wrist, hands, forearms, biceps, triceps, etc. So I like to do more taxing things more in the beginning because I know my body is gonna be more taxed and tired in the beginning. Then I would do more or less taxing exercises. But so this is called ROI water. It's a very high rich mineral water. You guys can buy like San Pellegrino. There's another one that's good. This one's just much stronger. San Pellegrino is good. Gerald Steiner is good. There's actually research that shows it may help with blood pressure if you consistently drink them. I notice slight performance enhancement when I do these. And then I have coffee and sometimes matcha tea. Most mornings. So what's your guys' favorite caffeine of choice? Favorite exercises that you'd like to do? Comment there. This smart gym is also going to be in the description of the video of my social media pages. That way you guys can do your own research on if something like this or other piece of fitness equipment that you guys might enjoy that fits your general lifestyle. I first started working out with body weight only, which I recommend most people to master your body weight 1 or 2 years. Then adding things like dumbbells can be helpful. Adding things like a cable machine, generally squat racks, free weights, etc. So I like doing strict bicep curls. I'm gonna take 1 step forward each foot. These cables are slightly behind me. Flex the wrist to start, and then do a nice strict curl all the way up and down. Palm down, stand up tall. Now I'm going to go to a row. Increase the weight just like that to 50 pounds. I was just swiping, which is awesome. This thing also has a Bluetooth ring. You could start and stop the weight. Start and stop is press, twist and turn, changes the actual resistance. That way it saves you time, it's safer, and you don't have to go touch the screen just to change the weight. Also, I have videos on my recovery tools that I use within sports medicine for joint pain, muscle pain, bone healing. Plenty of videos on that. So if you guys have specific injuries, it's not medical advice or chiropractic advice, it's just general educational things that I might be able to help with. Hello everybody who's joined on all social media platforms. So for my rows, I really like to go, when I go one side, I can really get a nice stretch. You guys can see my back work. Pull, twist to the other side to get that reach, and then back. So you can do this with one side only, or you could do 2 sides. This also works your legs too because you're in this nice kind of deadlift position. That works super good. My favorite things I've used are pull-up bars, push-up bars, dip bars. Any machine in the gym is great. Dumbbells. I've had my favorite dumbbells I've had were like 120 pounds. They're great. They get kind of long when they're that heavy, but they're great because you can take them out for outdoor workouts. This thing has been my favorite because there's so many things you can do for your lower body and your upper body, and I just haven't found that with many other pieces of equipment. The equipment is there to aid in your body's physique goals, strength goals, muscle building, which I really believe everybody should have those, because we were destined to do things that were very active day to day. So if you guys don't have any strength training regimens in your routine, comment if you guys need help specifically with that. I have plenty of videos that are free online on YouTube that just goes over like a lot of the exercises that I think are good for free. So I don't charge people to obviously watch those videos and courses. I mainly do in-person work, but also do some online as well. On my YouTube channel, there's plenty of videos of me going over what specific things to eat, what to buy from the grocery store, how to cook things for taste. Also certain things you could buy that don't require any cooking or really any cleaning. And overall teach you guys how to change your taste buds over time to be able to handle more of just like the plain foods that you typically eat that are really, really healthy. So now, since the weight is already down here, the next typical exercises I recommend to do are going to be more full body compound movements, deadlifts, and squats. These are things you could do with dumbbells or what I have here. Deadlifts is to start with both legs. Then we're going to do bend the knees for squats. And then after that, single leg deadlifts to get a nice stretch into your legs. I'm going to increase the weight appropriately. This thing goes up to 220 pounds in total. For a lot of people, that's plenty. For some people, you know, if you're 250 pounds, you might kind of run into a slight barrier, but this is still a good tool for the majority of people. I like to rest enough just the way that I have enough of a capability to perform the exercise very thoroughly, very strong the next specific time. Hello everybody that is joining. I see you guys' comments, I see them. All right, so I'm gonna do the deadlifts now. Let's do squats. Make sure your hand is squeezing that grip. This is a lot of weight. Use your legs for power. Gosh. Whew. Other things that are awesome about having your own at-home gym equipment is you can multitask. If you have family members, you guys can share with your family members. You can also just watch your family while you're working out in case you have little kids. And you honestly can't go to the gym. I've had plenty of patients over the years that they have little kids and they just find it very difficult to get out of the house besides just like running their errands, etc. So help your own self and have stuff at your own house. Anything, I promise you, anything. I'm finding a lot of people really don't, I do read the comments, is they don't really strength train, honestly at all. Some people don't, but that's probably a lot of people, you know, that seek care as they need help with that. So I'm finding to reach out to you guys to say that it's very helpful to have your own stuff at home, because I save 30 minutes every day not driving to a gym. 10 to 15 minutes for most people is pretty common. Sometimes even more, because you have to go to your car, go to the place, find the specific machine, rotate. Like, there's a ton of wasted time, and your time is the most precious thing, so I value it that you guys have. So you can also don't have to clean up as much because you don't know who's using this. With this thing, it's your own, so you know who's using this. You can multitask, you can work at the same time. You don't have to use miles on your car. All that's, plus obviously it's safer because I see a lot of people with car accidents with injuries with the neck and their back, and I think people need to be more cautious when they choose to drive, how they drive, whether it can permit yourself not to drive. And if you have no fitness equipment in your house, you're gonna have to solely rely on body weight exercises, which a lot of people can get really, really fit, but you might run into a slight plateau. And it's just helpful just to like get a machine, get on it, and start using it. So the next exercise is I'm going to decrease the weight slightly, one leg at a time, single leg deadlift. Yeah, so someone commented, do you read these comments? I do read the comments. It's on a big screen so I could see them. So if you guys have specific questions, feel free to ask them. Kick that leg high up. This is an amazing stretch for the glutes, the legs, but also your back. I find it can also help with your balance, of course, when you're training barefoot, or if you're training with shoes, you can still train your balance. So you guys will see my right side is pretty good. My left side, I think from some past ankle sprains, it's not as good as my right side. I'm a little bit more wobbly. I always recommend to breathe in and out through the nose mainly. This is an awesome exercise if you guys really want to build the hips, the glutes, the meat, the back of the hip bone. That one right there, all day is great. So this stuff, we've done some lower body and upper body. The weight is already there. I have an adjustable bench that came with this Speediance home gym, so I'm gonna use it. Here's go. An adjustable bench. It's a foldable adjustable bench, so I can actually put it up, and it saves space. This thing also can, this Smart Gym can fold up against the wall, and it saves space. It's more mineral water, so this thing saves space. I'm gonna be doing some chest presses and chest flies with my back on the bench. I already did it standing up, but I find when I'm doing it on a bench, it will target your body regions more. Like the body regions that are desired, such as your chest, more, because you're not having to stand up as much. You're not using your legs as much when you're lying on a bench. Also, I have a YouTube video about the importance of mineral water. I go over specific research things that I did find. I published research about the benefits of mineral water because I've been drinking them on and off for a while, but the past 6 months, like most of the water I drink are mineral water, and I can tell a slight difference with just energy. That's very noticeable during a workout. When I drink it, there's a definite change that I think it affects the heart rate initially. Most likely it affects the lactic acid. So now with this thing, since I'm gonna be on a bench and away from the screen, I like to use this touch screen here. So by using this little ring here, by clicking the ring, I could look up at the touch screen and I could change the weight with my ring, which allows for supersets a lot easier without having to get off and change any weight, which is super cool, right? You don't want to get up and change the weight. I can work out barefoot. I'm not afraid of dropping weight on my toes, all that stuff. Alright. So just like any other bench when you're benching with dumbbells, that's pretty much what I'm doing. But this chest fly here is an awesome piece of equipment because of this cable. I like rotating the forearms. I can also do this one where I go all the way over, back up, There's really not any exercises that I can't do. Look, and then all I do is I press the button, and then now there's no weight, just like that. So then I can just change the weight. Drop set, I'm just scrolling with my thumb, decrease the weight, and then wrap it out. Now my hands are coming below the level of my pecs in front of me to work a different part of my pecs. Okay, getting too heavy. Decrease the weight again. Superset it. See that right there? Just did 3 specific sets. You can't do that. You can't change the weight unless someone helps you. So this thing allows myself to push myself harder, faster, without any extra help. This machine has a built-in spotter mode that could decrease the weight as you're working out, because when you slow down or stop on the spotter mode, it'll decrease the weight to allow yourself to perform the movement. I got a huge pump in my chest because of this thing. So, because with every other piece of equipment, you have to get up, change the weight, do it again, change the weight, and if you have to do it all by yourself, it's just gonna waste your time. This thing is just the time that you can get things done. It's fantastic. This thing, the next one I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna do some back exercises, just back rows, as if I'm like starting a lawnmower. And then it's an incline bend, so I'm just gonna incline it. I have found you can do everything with this fitness equipment besides pull-ups, but you can get your own pull-up bar like I have on a door frame or an outdoor one to get some outdoor workouts, but gosh, that works. It works really good. It's definitely been able to help unlock my physique quite a bit more than honestly working out at a gym. I found a lot of people can get injured in their shoulder and collarbone, like all along the collarbone to the shoulder joint here with doing a barbell bench press. Because you guys can probably see like there's like a little arc that our joints typically have. There's a nice arc to it. And if you're using things like a stiff bar, that can stress the arcness shape of your joints. There's arcs everywhere in your body. It can irritate the arches of your joint due to that force being pushed on that arch. When a lot of the stuff we use is, like in a gym, and even this thing, they're not arced. So that can definitely stress your joints. But I found having the cables, I don't have nearly as much unwanted repetitive overuse stress from that I might get from working out in a typical gym by using this thing. And that makes a big difference because I'm a chiropractor and I work with a ton of older people that have had these injuries compound over the years, whether it's from exercising or whether it's not. A lot of bodybuilding men older in life come in with terrible pain in their shoulders, in their hips, and their lower back. It's because they do a ton of weight. So now I'm going to be doing rows. I'm going to increase the weight just by, again, touching the touchscreen. One side each side here. Wide stance. I'm doing like a lawnmower. Getting some high repetition. I like going back and forth from a push exercise to a pull movement. Switch sides. These are the programming exercises that I program for people, clients and patients. And I get great success with it. But you have to be able to do the exercises. And you have to give yourself enough time and repetition of doing the workouts, doing the exercises. For people that want a good change for the physique, I recommend they give themselves a little bit longer than they typically think they need. Usually 2 to 3 years, I think, is a good amount of time for people to really want to change their physique, to go through multiple seasons, like, weather seasons, of those specific changes. I think that's just how evolution and our genetics wants to work. Hello, everybody. Thank you for liking everything, but any specific questions, feel free to let me know. I'm using multiple social media platforms where people are able to watch. All right, I'm gonna do an incline one that's gonna change, obviously, just the physics and the angle where it's gonna be working. When you change the physics, the biomechanics of your body, you're gonna work different parts of your body to get different definition and different shape to specific and different body regions. A lot of people's goals is obviously symmetry, head, neck, down all the way to the feet. Wider shoulders and a smaller waist is good for people. Losing some of the weight around the lower midsection, underneath the ribs and above this hip crest areas. A lot of people's areas that are tough to lose that area. But some of that is normal because your intestines might have a bulging out effect, and that's normal. There's so many intestines in here. Small intestine, stomach area, larger intestines all swoop through here, the rectum and the colon, etc. And you have other groin tissues, etc. A lot of people also have in between the rib cage and the crest here, obviously there's obliques here. You obviously also have your colons in the backside, but you have pretty thick muscles in your back that could bulge and get thicker. They get shortened and crunched down over time. So getting some flexibility and mobility and elasticity in your tissue to be able to bend might also help with a toning effect. When you wrinkle your clothes because it's bent for so long, you might get those rolls in your tissue, but if you stretch over time, those wrinkles start to come out. That's what stretching, strength training through a stretching positions, going through all ranges of motion, which I'm continuously showing you guys to be able to do, can help you get that physique of your dreams. Especially being nice and long and tall for what your genetics can handle is, I think, very, very, very helpful to lose this unwanted like rolls in your body, so to say. So I got this thing here. I'm gonna start the next exercise. So I got some, this is called ROI water. It's supposedly the world's most magnesium-rich water. I think it tastes great. It has a very kind of metallic taste because magnesium is a metal ion on the periodic table of elements. So, but it's good. A lot of people need it though. So you can get it in your water. I don't buy those supplements. All right. So now, all right, make sure my angle's good. My hands are slightly coming below the level of the nipple, pressing, and then it flies just where they go out to the side. All right, I'm clear. Press. Go deep fly. Now I'm kind of doing a chest press and a fly together, and I found that to be the most comfortable for me. Alright, I'm going to decrease the weight. There we go. I decreased the weight 10 pounds really quickly for a superset. Oh, gosh. Oh. Alright, let's decrease the weight even more. Get a nice kind of upper chest fly here. That's tiring. That is super tiring. So, if I'm kind of noticing I'm getting pretty tired, but I can feel the pump is super good, just gonna rest. Next, I'm gonna show you guys some ab exercises, some just mildly fatiguing ab exercises. If I can let my body rest, you could still do some exercises, still like good balance exercises when you're resting. Don't just scroll on your phone when you're resting. So, still do stuff when you are resting. I like to change mineral waters because they all come from different parts of the world. Some are stronger than others. Too much mineral water could probably affect your kidneys negatively, so you obviously have to be careful. These ones are good to drink on a daily basis. They're not as strong. The ones that have a super strong flavor, those are more for just like almost like shot glass, like on a daily basis. So now for the ab exercise that I'm gonna do, part of it you might not be able to specifically see. I'm gonna change the orientation of the bench to be, let's see if I get this right. There we go. I want it to be here. So I'm gonna go on the bench here. Legs are gonna pull like this. Crunch. That's gonna work mainly this area, so you can see, mainly here. Thumb down to here. So pubic bone is here in this general square of middle to lower abdominals from the front, from the side. To get the side ones, just kind of twist. You guys can see how the obliques are working. Twisting and, bending. Doing this will work your core. Also, those are orthopedic tests to stress your lower back joints. So I find a lot of people, I don't know if it's like the chicken or the egg, but they can have a lot of back pain. They don't have as good core strength, or just, they don't really train their core too much. It could be because you have to have a healthy spinal joints to really work your abs, because a lot of ab movements, you have to like use your legs, you have to bend and twist. And if your back hurts, like a lot of people that throw their back out, they can't really do much movement to train their core. So people with chronic back pain, chronic stiffness in their back, I rarely find they have a very strong core, or a lot of them have like a decently big belly. Not all the time. It's definitely not all the time, but a good amount of the time for sure. I do notice that. But obviously I haven't worked with everyone in the entire world, but it seems that it's a common trend. Maybe you could feel the same way from people you've talked to or not. So train your core, but be careful not to injure your back. Don't be afraid to work your abs and your back, because you do need to get it resilient and stronger. Unfortunately, if you've had episodes of back pain in the past, you might be more likely to continue to get them unless you really make some big changes, because you made some sensitivity in your back joints. Your body really remembers that, and it does not want you to injure your spinal cord, because that can be very detrimental to your life, your offspring, all that. Believe me, having bad back pain, neck pain can be debilitating. I am glad that I've not had it, but I work with people that have pretty debilitating back pain all the time. So what I'm going to do for these ab exercises is I'm going to connect this to the bottom setting down here. That way I have like a full pull of my legs. I'm going to add some ankle straps. I'm going to be doing some raises of my legs to work my lower abs. So they're weighted leg raises. And I'm going to connect ankle straps on my ankles, of course, for this to work my abs here. I love these things to connect around my specific abs. Honestly, I found them to be, ankle weights to be very effective for being able to train your abs. So you see, got the ankle straps in. I'm gonna have one of these rings, that way I can attach and change the weights, start and stop from a distance. And then I quickly can change the specific pieces of this cable right into my ankle. So do knees to chest. Harder is with your feet more straight with your knees extended. Just like that. I'm gonna decrease the weight 5 or 6 pounds. I'm gonna do it again. Just like that. There we go. Alright, I'm arching my back too much. Getting tired. See, so I felt that you feel some in your back because your abs are trying to prevent yourself from going like this. So your abs clench down. So I felt that, yeah, here down to here is where I felt it. If you want to feel this area more by your pubic bone, I found like squeezing something, a Pilates ring or some kind of little ball in between your knees or a little ball in between your ankles and squeezing. Watch. You can see how my pecs work. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. I'm squeezing my hands together. It works the inner part. That can help to create some of this line effect right by here. So actually, I use a pillow a lot. That's a good point. I'm gonna try to squeeze a pillow for the next set. A pillow in between my legs. I squeeze the heck out of it. Try to have someone pull it out from you. Imagine someone trying to pull it out, but you're not letting them. Whew. I need to rest. So I like weighted ab exercises. I found them just to quickly work my abs. I could do so many bodyweight exercises for my abs. It still burns, but it might take twice as long to do it. So if I can do it in half the amount of time doing weighted abs, I like to do weighted abs because I've been doing bodyweight abs for a long time. For someone that has done it a long time, advancing to weights like you do every other part of your body, I think can be helpful. You are more likely, I think, to pull and irritate your back though when you do weighted abs. It's just possible. There's definitely times where I've had some just back tightness because I might have just done it too much because your back's going to prevent your spine from moving too much. So I will put that out there. That is a possibility. Exercising is great, right? It's good to do strength training, but of course there's risk. I've had people almost every single week of my 5-year career as a chiropractor have injuries from weight training. Like squatting and deadlifting are so common to have in barbell bench press. I found to have injuries. Honestly, it happens every single week. They hurt their body, and some of it's just mild, some of it's pretty extreme. You've probably seen videos. People have died doing barbell back squats where the bar goes over the neck. Like they die, unfortunately, or a bar lands on their throat and gets stuck there. I'm thinking like there's no one to spot them, and it's video recorded. I'm sure there's plenty that people have died and it wasn't video recorded, so there's obviously risk. I like this smart gym because that is not going to happen. The smart capability, the technology knows if you're stuck for a long time and if you tilt towards one side, you get off track, weight just stops. So with free weights, it's free. It can't do that. It's gonna fall on you no matter what. So the fact that the technology's gotten so good nowadays for smart gyms, I don't see any reason why you would not buy one of these. The price, they're a few $1,000s. I promise you it's worth it. I promise you. All right, so let's do that same thing again. Go back to my original specific weight. I was doing 15 pounds. I'm squeezing the pillow in between my legs, and I'm gonna see if it works my body different. Hope these videos are encouraging you guys to do some exercises. You don't need much space at all to do exercises nowadays. I started in my tiny little room when I was really young, so I know you guys can. Okay, I'm gonna start the weight. Yep, I feel it way more here in the lower abs. Too much weight. All right, so I'm gonna stop the weight. God, that was way too much weight. There we go. Hold it. Wow. Yeah, I'd recommend. Let's see. Yeah, I think I toned this area more. Yeah, you can kind of see. I feel like this was worked more because I added the pillow. All right, all good for those abs. Man, I just couldn't even do any more because it also works your hips too. go up. A lot of people have lower back / hip area into here, all dysfunction. You kind of see like they might limp, they might walk, so training your hips now is good. Whew. So now I have my ankle straps on, so I'm gonna do some other exercises. Remember how I worked the shoulders earlier? Forwards, backwards. You could do the same for hips. Like hip raises, hip circles, hip things. I'm gonna do that. I'll take a little breather. I'm having some coffee. I added some minerals, trace minerals. Let me show you guys. These are electrolyte concentrate minerals, etc. See, it's got magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium, which you guys need that for voltage in your cells, sulfate, boron, cool stuff. I think it's from the sea. Concentrates, trace minerals, purified water from Utah Sea Minerals. I think they have like a lake or something in the Utah area. Like maybe the Utah salts or something. I'm gonna add 10 to 15 drops. I also drink the mineral water that comes off of the mountains. I find both to be helpful. If I was to only drink one, this one's obviously cheaper, but I would actually, if I only choose one, I'd buy the mineral waters that come off the mountains, just naturally, to be honest. Because it's more complete. Because it also has the bicarbonate, which is gonna help buffer the pH, resist the pH, resist the changes of pH when you're working your body hardcore. A lot of you guys probably play sports. A lot of you guys are probably athletes. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Any specific questions, feel free to let me know and ask me. Tasty, tasty. So specific upcoming things that I probably will be eating today. Most likely, I like sweet potatoes. They're a good healthy food that tastes good to me. I love avocados. I love olives. I have some sauerkraut I'm probably gonna eat. I'm probably gonna have either chicken, eggs, or some ground beef today, and that's probably it. I usually eat just twice a day. Sometimes like one meal a day, maybe one other like mild like meal replacement shake. I don't like to eat too frequently, but when I do eat, I do eat a decent amount. I'm about 6'1" to around 6'2", and I range between, now I'm getting to 195 pounds, and the highest I've ever been was like 201, 202 pounds. And obviously when I work more, because I'm a chiropractor and trainer, it's very active, and I'm not eating when I'm working on clients or patients, so when I work more, I typically might drop a few pounds, etc. So I'm also going to show you guys my neck training devices that I typically use that are going to work your like height. What's your body? I think interesting. So I just have my body stats. So then I use this thing, body fat. Last time I checked, it's ranged from like 10% to like 14%. On a DEXA scan, I used to work in a clinic in Los Angeles area, West Hollywood area, Beverly Hills, Newport Beach. We had a DEXA scan in the personal training facility, mainly to measure and show clients' progression with their training. So I'm 10 to 14%. Honestly, you guys could just show pictures of your most recent self with normal lighting. Give ChatGPT 5 to 10 pictures, and just have to ask your body fat if you just want your body fat. Like honestly, that's just like it's free. So I recommend doing that because honestly, it's pretty dang accurate. Because none of them are 100% accurate anyways. You'd have to like go in the water and do all that testing, which most of you guys aren't gonna do. For men, you probably wanna be between 10 and 20%. Women between 15 and 25%, plus or minus. All right, so how I would do this one, I'm gonna go about 20 pounds each side. I'm gonna connect these. Same thing how I just connected them. I just clip them in and then they're inserted. Hold on to here. Try not to lean your body too forward. You're just going to be moving the hips. What you guys can do is you also can go down into a leg position, get lower, like this. Squeeze and straight. That's the hip extension movement. Nice and controlled. You want to control the hips, control your pelvis. This one's all about control of the rep. Let's get down, lower. To the side. You can always use this with resistant bands. These ones are fantastic. These little glute loops. Whew. Yeah, this one's good. You go across. Just like how you train your shoulders, you want to train your hips. Women are usually great at working these. Men typically are not, and vice versa. Men typically train their upper body and their shoulders, whereas women don't. I'm going to do more, but I'm going to increase the weight, 10 more pounds. Make sure you guys are feeling this one work, not just going through the repetition. Promise you, having stronger hips is fantastic. It feels good to have strong hips, mobile hips. Control. And if you notice that you have, asymmetry with the strength of one side versus the other, when in doubt, start with the weaker side first. When you have more energy, focus on it. That way you can get your body to be as symmetrical as possible. That's also helpful. Asymmetry can cause unwanted repetitive stress more on one side of the body. Just like if you have uneven wear and tear on your tires, you gotta flip them, you gotta rotate them due to you having front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, all that stuff. So your body's very similar. I feel that. Feel the pump in my glutes, but I also feel like my glutes, they're gonna help my back more. They're attaching to similar spots. Your glutes are thick muscles. Strong hip, strong glutes will protect your lower back, I promise you. You don't wanna be someone who has on and off back pain. It's not fun, not a fun way to live. I find it to be unfortunate. If you have on and off back pain, your employer sees you do, not good, right? I've had patients that they can't get very well employed because they have really bad backs. Not good, right? That's your livelihood to protect yourself, protect your family for your income, etc., all that stuff. Now, if you guys have any other specific questions, feel free to ask me. Let's get towards the neck. So obviously, I like to train my neck because I work with the neck. I work with almost everyone's necks that come in to see myself. So I like to train the neck. I use one of these head straps that I showed you before. You can work from as high as you are all the way to the bottom using one of the cables. There it is. You can use a resistant band. You can use like a plate. I like having a cable connected to these loops here. The cable connects into the loops and it trains my body. It's got a chin strap. It's like a just everyday helmet. And it works around your headband, so it's pretty connected to your headband, to the area of the forehead. Then, I know obviously it looks funny, which some people unfortunately would look super silly in a gym, which, I understand. But I think people will look at you and be like, God, that actually looks so good. You have to be careful, but this thing, it feels like it tractions your neck, it strengthens your neck. Your neck muscles, these ones right here, they're really just your core muscles just up higher that protect your glands and your blood vessels in your neck, help to protect the shoulder. Your shoulder, part of your skeleton grows out of the center from your spinal cord area all the way out, like your arms. So I find training your neck, it has helped with my back in general, in between my shoulder blades. It feels like my shoulders can move more symmetrically and evenly. And I feel like I'm getting taller because of the traction mechanism of this. And overall, just a lot less tight in my neck. If you're someone that always feels like your neck pops or you need to need your neck popped, this exercise might be great for you. Caution with this is some people they have had so much damage to their neck from car accidents or slips and falls, trauma, skiing accidents, whatever. you probably should go see a healthcare provider, get an x-ray done maybe if you feel like you have a ton of injuries, MRI. You might want to be clear, just make sure you can move in all directions pain-free before you do this. And if you have pain, like in your joints or shooting pain down your arms, like this might actually help, but you probably should see someone in person, a professional, just to make sure what you're doing is not going to hurt yourself. And you can ask them about, hey, can I train my neck doing weighted exercises? Your neck is like every other body part. It can handle weight and resistance. This has not flared up my body. It's only actually improved the joints of my neck. I can move better, move easier with less discomfort. Sometimes my right part of my upper neck towards the right side has some issues because my right shoulder has felt a little off for a long time. This thing has helped it. Not a chiropractic. Chiropractic adjustments do actually help it, but this on your own, I want independence from people and not having to rely on other people just to help solve your stuff. That does frustrate me. I've been a chiropractor since 2021. People relying on other people to do everything for them, like, oh gosh. That's like, you don't want that. You want independence. You want to use people to help mentor you and guide you. They can help you along the way. If you need them for Reliance, okay, but I recommend take control of your life. Doing these things, educating yourself can be very, very helpful. I'm going to connect this onto the back cable on the front one. The back one to start, it's going to pull me back. I'm going to stand upright. I'm going to move my head from side to side while keeping my spine tall. I'm going to twist and do neck crunches with the weight coming behind me. The whole goal is to strengthen my muscles, move my joints, and get some circulation and feel good. Moving pain-free in the neck is great. If it starts to hurt you, just take lower weight, shorten the range of motion, and just stop doing it. That's too little, sorry, that was too much weight. Let's go to 24 pounds. Step away, wow. Look at this. This is, you can see my core is working to not fall backwards. Oh, wow. This also works your abs really good. Oh man. Full extension and back up. Ah. Good stretch of the neck. Oh yeah, that's good. Be careful for hurting your jaw. A lot of MMA athletes use these. I think that's where I saw this from. Chiropractors were using it, physical therapists were using this. But I work with a ton of jiu-jitsu athletes. Gosh, you guys, they need strong necks. Just save their friggin' life. But this is good for head positioning, eye positioning. I don't know if it's gonna help with your vertigo or your dizziness, but a ton of people have dizziness with like head movement, spine movement, whether that's because their blood volume is off, their blood pressure, electrolytes, or it's off with like a specific head positioning movements. You know, I found just, seeing if you can move your head without much dizziness and just progressively overloading it until you can is just also pretty helpful too. Wow, that worked super good. What I was recommending is when I look up, I kind of push my jaw forward to get that nice kind of stretch backwards, and I feel that stretch all the way from the underneath this muscle, which is your platysma, all the way down for here, and then I feel like it just connects to the core. Obviously, this is probably going to stretch like your esophagus is underneath there. It's the tube that runs in front of your spine, your throat area. Just make sure none of this is too tight. It's going to restrict you. You should still be able to breathe when you do it. But now, I can move my head easier. And now I'm gonna go the reverse way. So I'm gonna flip it and go backwards, and then look up, tilt, 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 tilt. Actually, I notice my neck pops less, which is good. I want the neck muscles to be symmetrical. A lot of people have issues more on one side of their neck because they turn or they use like one side of their computer a lot and always repetitively twist. So they get like just a stronger neck on one side, and it's always pulling. So those muscles might get more tight and more bound up because they're just repetitively using it a lot. Because of just that, the sliding filament theory of muscles, etc. That can cause some issues, I noticed. So making sure everything's straight in front of you, headline, eye level. Some things aren't twisted towards the side. A lot of people use like 3 screens nowadays at least. But they always kind of use one more. So I recommend you stack them vertically. Going up and down can be good. Don't use typing as much, use a voice dictation, that way you don't have to reach towards your computer screen a lot. Back off, be hands-free, tap a little button right here, or just have everything be voice. Can be very helpful. That way you don't have to just like, you can see me, go like that. Because over time, like some people are so stiff. I work with 60 to 80-year-olds. Some of them, they are bricks. Their tissue is so stiff. And you've seen people like they're so hunched forward, and they come to a chiropractor because they are stiff and they don't like feeling that way. They just want movement and like want to pop their joints. And it's really tough because some of them, they're so stiff, and it's because they read quite a bit, they sew, they're doing the computer work. God, some of them still read the newspaper. Yeah, so like, you know, they could probably benefit from stuff like this. You just have to be careful. So use the voice dictation. I promise you, that is, the technology I think has a lot of benefits in our favor to having us use the screen less. Obviously, I understand people are a little bit weary of, well, are they going to take their ability to earn money? You know, potentially. So let's flip it and go in front of me now. I was working the flexors of my neck. Now I'm going to work the extensors. So I'm going to work the back muscles now. So there's no weight. I'm going to click this thing when I'm ready. All right, I'm making sure I'm good. The weight's pulling me forward, so I'm going to go all the way forward and then pull myself back. Oh, wow. Right there. It might not look like I'm moving much. Oh my God, I am now. Tilt to the side, ear to shoulder. Make sure you're protecting with your core. Turn, turn. Isometric, holding it, standing up as tall as possible. Backwards walking, standing up as tall as possible, squeezing those back. That'll be helpful for strengthening your posture. A lot of people want that because also your physique needs yourself to be nice and tall. For a lot of people, it's not very attractive to have this super like carry like this, because a lot of us might think that's just unnatural. We might look at it like that just looks off. Doesn't that hurt your body? Doesn't it hurt your head? For some people, you know, actually I've seen some older people that bike a lot, super old. They're like this. I mean, they don't have any pain. They're stiff. So like, I try not to correct that actually, because it's probably gonna make them worse. But I think a lot of us kind of intuitively look at that and just think like we're supposed to be on 2 feet, standing upright so we can see over things. It's a little unnatural to be like that for the most part. But obviously there could be some genetic things that could be causing that. But for a lot of people, doing and training your neck, I promise, will be helpful. I feel this all on my back. Honestly, I have pretty good posture in general, which I think is obviously just very gray as to what's good, what's bad. Any movement is movement. Whatever you want to move it. There's no right or wrong way to move, honestly. I don't think there's any good or bad posture, but feeling good about yourself, feeling confident, feeling like you're nice and tall, without compromising other body regions, etc. Having good movement patterns, you can move good, you have a healthy body weight, all that stuff is going to be very good. But in general, do I think people need to train their back muscles, their core, and their spine more? Of course. Of course. Don't just go train your legs, your back, upper back area mainly, your arms, etc. For women, they just want to train their glutes pretty much. Obviously, your heart is good to train to health, so I recommend you train everything. So hopefully I'm showing you guys more variability in how you guys can specifically train your body. There's so many different ways you can train. You've probably seen specific athletes. I mean, there's really cool athletes in the world, really cool gymnasts. I've worked with some contortionists over the years too, which is insane how much super flexible people that have super flexible genetic conditions that make their body super flexible. Have to be very careful with that. I think you'd be surprised. Some people have can shock you in what their bodies could do. But that's one exercise I highly recommend. Those little head and neck harnesses that I were using, they're not expensive at all. I think it was maybe $30. I understand you might look weird in the gym. You do have to be careful with training your neck. If you're doing so much weights, like you can definitely pull your neck and it's hard to turn. I've had those times where I've done exercises and just from a position I was doing with my head and neck, I definitely got some spasms in my neck and it just sucks to turn. And like you kind of need to go see somebody that does some therapy just to get some deep tissue workout. I've done that on so many people. I see that almost every day, if not every week for sure. For the past 5 years I've been a chiropractor, I've seen that. I've had it done to myself. It does suck, but typically can go away for sure. So obviously you have to be cautious with any exercises, but for sure your neck, because it's so close to your spinal cord, it's so close to so much stuff in your head, your brain, all that stuff. But actually my area here, oh my God, the base of my skull feels so much better after doing those exercises, a ton better. So many people have so much discomfort, like right here, and all along the scalp. Like that's a chronic issue underneath that skull, middle to upper neck, and like lower neck, upper back issues. Oh my God, you'd be surprised. Not everyone has issues with that area. They might come in seeking because they have pain, discomfort, but some people just get so stiff in that area nowadays, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty wild. So doing those exercises might be a really, really cheap way for you to have a healthy neck, and I'm all for that. I'm all for you guys not having to spend thousands of dollars to go seek healthcare. I've worked in clinics where we were working with stem cells, and if you ever heard of platelet-rich plasma, like where you take your own plasma from your blood, spin it, get the platelets, etc., inject it back into the neck muscles, the joints, and God, we were charged $700 to like $12,000 to $15,000 for a series of care. Manual therapy, chiropractic adjustments, injections into the spine. Most of these people are not younger people unless they've had accidents like car accidents, etc. But older people can benefit from that stuff. But again, like it's expensive nowadays, and it's just like it's not gonna go down. Those people, professionals that are doing these kind of therapies, like they don't just want to charge less, so they're gonna charge you guys more because it costs a lot of money to run these businesses. I mean, I've seen some surgeons. I've seen some people sell $25,000 to $50,000 worth of healthcare services, which is just, for some people it's really not that much money, and for some people like that's just, they don't even make that after taxes in 1 or 2 years. So you should do things now. It will save you actually time and money in the long run by doing some of these things. Alright guys, I'm going to do some finisher upper exercises. We have trained the majority of the body now. I've showed you guys a ton of exercises. I'm going to do some finishing touch exercises. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to do some more chest stuff. I'm going to use this on my shoulders. This I could put on my ankles. I'm going to be working out for about another 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to be studying and working today, note-taking, continuing my education. Eating some food today. See patients, see clients online. I also see people in person a lot on the weekends. Saturdays and Sundays are pretty busy times. For the service industry in general, service healthcare, actually honestly 24/7, except I've never worked any overnight shifts. So I'm gonna put this on my wrist to work my specific shoulders. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. So I'm going to connect these down onto my actually I'm going to do some chest upper body exercises. Then with this on my shoulders, I have found this to work my shoulders and arms really good without having to grip and use my hands. So I like having these straps, can be very, very helpful. Whether they connect to your ankle, whether they connect to your arm. But I feel much more rested now. So I'm going to just do a round of heavier weight stuff. I'm also going to do a heavier round of belt squats and belt lunges to work my thighs, my knees, my hips, and my glutes. So that was more of just me in my warm-up. I recommend working out, 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sometimes if you work 20 minutes, work out for 20 minutes, you go work, you might come home, you might do some mobility stuff, and another round of like a 20-minute workout. That's pretty common for what I do. But if I have time, it might be 30, 45 minutes. That's about it. good. I love working out at home because you can make whatever face you want. You don't have to care what other people think about you. That feels like one of those chest fly machines, which I always found in the gym to be always just super busy. And yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to go to a gym to wait in line. I take time. It's just they're good for networking, but you know, to an extent, when your time is valuable, you've done plenty of networking in your life, you don't really have to just keep on doing it. Because people in the gym want to get their job done and leave. It is good to meet people, no doubt about that. Definitely gone to gyms all the time, worked out of a gym, but just save yourself some time. I promise you, your time is super valuable, and I think a lot of people end up realizing like they just don't. You're very emotional, so we are emotional beings. So they might not go to a gym because one of their friends that they used to be friends with and they don't like anymore goes to the gym. You know, stuff like that. You have drama unnecessarily, so just cut that out and just work out from home. Obviously, it's not good to do social isolation for all the time, but when you come to a point in your life, you're probably ready to get some home gym equipment. This is my favorite because it isn't bolt into a wall. So if you're renting, like a lot of people now, and a lot of people are going to be renters in the future, I think buying of a home and condo, it's definitely decreasing. So it's nice to have something that doesn't bolt into a wall. There's no monthly subscription with this thing. You just can use it. It's on wheels, set it up. It can fit into pretty much every SUV in the back whenever you're starting to move. It comes in a cardboard box. It's all supported. When I've shipped this from California to Florida, so I've shipped it overseas, not overseas, but I've shipped it for a long period of time. I did move from Hawaii to California, so that was overseas. It was very easy to move, super easy to move. So now I was doing it from the upper portion, I'm gonna do it from the lower portion. Awesome, guys. You guys have any specific questions for me? Next, I'm going to lower this down. Now I'm going to do some shoulder raises, shoulder movements, shoulder circles. That was working my pecs. Almost done here, about 15, 20 more minutes of working out. Other things I do recommend for people is you get outdoors enough amount of time. I recommend working out outdoors. It's fantastic. Natural stressors for your body. If it's hot outside, you know, those heat shock proteins you get from being in hot environments can actually be very helpful for helping to organize how biochemically protein is organized. You've probably heard of like proteins being structurally off in the brain can cause issues and all that stuff, but general healthy heat stress from exercising, getting some warm heat to your body, it can be helpful. That's what saunas do. I think even hot tubs can do it too if you're in there long enough. Just for men, you have to be careful for external genitalia. That needs to be on a colder temperature side. So overheating is not too good, but I love working out outside. It's great. You gotta be careful with it. You have to be careful not to get some heat stroke, heat exhaustion, etc. But I like working out outside too. So I have dumbbells for that. I have flywheel machines, pull-up bars, dip bars. You just go sprint outside. Sprinting on the beach is the best thing ever. I love doing that because you can just jump in the water, cool off, get that glistening salt water on your skin. My all-time favorite thing. I did that on Oahu, Hawaii, all the time. Best beaches in the world, Hawaii for sure. At least that I've been to. I've not been to the entire world, but Hawaii is a magical place. I love Makapu Beach, if you guys have been there, Waimanalo Beach. The Napali Coast, which is this cover here, is beautiful. Waikiki Beach is always pretty beautiful, just pretty crowded. Some of the beaches by Diamond Head, Hawaii are awesome. Eastside Hawaii, North Shore is great. Sunset Beach is fantastic. West side, I think it's Makaha Beach. Makaha Beach, Nanakuli Beach. Hawaiian beaches are just fantastic. California beaches are my favorite. Malibu's got some good beaches. Not so much anymore since the fires, but I like the beaches. Laguna Beach, Newport Beach areas. Thousand Steps Beach and Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach is my favorite area in California. And I think Carmel by the Sea is another beautiful town in California. Hopefully you guys even know what I'm talking about. I definitely recommend, if you've never been to California, you gotta go to California. If you've never been to Hawaii, go to Hawaii. Amazing places. They're dream epic places. And also Florida's got some pretty cool spots too. So I'm gonna connect these to my arms. It can be a little bit difficult to attach this, so I'm gonna just attach it first. Then I'm gonna connect myself in here. I like doing this because it takes your hands out of play, so that way it honestly works your forearms less, but since it works your forearms less, it can work the upper joints like your elbow joint more, your shoulder joints more, and I like that. I feel like I get a different pump when I use this. See, is that cool? Your hands are free? And it does. Like, the physics of this is definitely different than when you're using your hands. Get bent elbows. You go behind me more. Climb up your shoulders. Do shoulder circles. Come on, if you want, this is amazing for having stiff and uncomfortable shoulders, which honestly a lot of people get really stiff and uncomfortable shoulders. Also, it's nice to have a lot of definition in your shoulders too. Gotta unstrap myself, strap myself. Cool. Decrease that weight there. That. I need me some rehab. Yeah, everyone needs some, like, well, it depends what kind of rehab you're doing. Physical rehab, strength training of your joints. Yeah, I promise you, it's obviously, it's like strength training is not gonna just make you be invincible, right? But from repetitive overuse injuries, most likely yes. All right, guys. This one, I did this one before. I'm gonna cross, and then have the straps from that way. I love that one. It feels really good for my shoulder blades. It's awesome. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for joining. I have free exercises. I do all this stuff for free. I work with clients obviously in person. That costs money online, and also costs money for private or semi-private training. But these videos are for people for free because there is so much free stuff out there. So much. So giving you guys this educational stuff. I watch educational information all day long when I'm free, just to learn stuff. So the whole goal of this is to give you guys a ton of exercises that you guys can try, do, perfect over time, change them how you want for your specific body, and then go on from there. All right, guys. Pull the shoulders back. turn it off, decrease the weight, superset it like I've always been doing, because I was getting fatigued, I couldn't even go anymore. Off. Whew, everybody, that is working good. Oh gosh, holy cow. That works good. Whew. I like these accessories, everything that I have. I've been playing with for a long time now actually, and kind of found what works best for me, but works honestly good for a lot of people. I've worked with everyone from little kids to very old. Oldest person I've worked with was I think 98 years old, and yeah, she was really cool. So, and even some of the older ones, you'd be surprised at how good they can exercise. Hopefully that is going to be the same for all of us. So now I'm going to show you guys some more specific exercises. I'm close to wrapping up the workout. We really worked every single body region. Let's get some squats. With my squat belt, I'm going to grab it. Squat belt right here. This thing's awesome. And that way I don't always have to strap a bar on my back. I'm going to rest a little bit because I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be doing some squats where I jump, just to get some athleticism, and that is going to increase my heart rate quite a bit. So I like showing how we can do cardio exercises to work your heart while you're doing resistance training by being more explosive, doing faster movements, doing higher repetition of them. I don't run for long periods of time. I do high intensity interval training, sprinting, biking, jogging on the beach for sure, but then I sprint because I just love to sprint. It's so beautiful, right? And then, yeah. And then do some squats. So I'm changing the setting here to barbell. I'm going to change it to about, this thing goes up to 220 pounds. I'm going to do a little bit lighter since I'm getting fatigued, and I'm more doing it for more explosiveness, speed, etc. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. Hope you guys have plans to work out today. Do something today, because a lot of us, you consume a lot of food out there, but if you're not really exercising too much, you might be missing out. So someone asked how long. I lived in Hawaii for about 2.5 years. Hawaii is amazing. I've lived in California about 2.5 years. One time was for 1.5 years. The other time was for, about 6 to 8 months. Awesome. Hawaii's been my favorite place that I've lived. Oahu is very beautiful. I will probably go back at some point, but I want to get more. Mainland has a lot of benefits as well. That Hawaii has some limitations. It is summer year round. Sometimes I crave seasons. It's also far away from other parts of the world, so I'm back in the mainland because I'm from the Midwest. Be closer to family, but I'm sure at some point I'll be back in Hawaii. But yeah, I think it's for a lot of people. You want to go back there with a good amount of money, to be honest, because it is a very pricey place if you want to buy some homes and stuff there. So, but yeah, I still have so many patients there, so many cool friends. California and Hawaii have been my favorite places I've lived so far. Which again, two of the best weather, but most expensive places. Some of them, and they're actually in the world. They're some of the highest cost of living in the world. So. When I'm doing the jumping ones, I'm going to hold on to here because I need to jump to make sure this thing doesn't slam up and down. So that's what I like to do. It's going to increase my heart rate, and it's going to be amazing. So you can do this with any kind of jumping barbells you guys have or anything like that, but be careful with it though. right, guys. I'm gonna hold on. I turned on the weight. The weight is pulling me down. Regular squats to start. Hands are really just there in case you need it. Awesome. Now let's go. Lower the weight. Jump lunges. Stop there. Lower the weight even more. Whew. Oh. Oh, yeah. Whew. Oh. Oh, wow. Works your body so good. It's nice having the cables pull. It's nice having something to hold on to. Whew. Be right back. Blow my nose. All right, I'm back. I gotta blow my nose. Go to the restroom. Whew. Make sure all these cameras and stuff are plugged in. All right, guys, almost done with my exercising and workouts for the day. Hope you guys are enjoying your day as well. Been doing some studying, making some healthy food. Still, now, for a lot of people, I think they get confused. Oh, I did my strength training for the day, etc. They don't have to do anything else like for the day. Typically, they could kind of just lounge around. If I were to go sit for 6 hours, like 4 to 5 hours straight pretty much out of the 6 hours, your back is going to tighten up. Your behind the knees are going to tighten up. Your legs are going to tighten up. You should move and go through some stretches, etc. to move through those tight areas at the end of the day because you sat down for 4 to 6 hours. So make sure you continuously do that. I promise you it makes a game of a difference. It makes a huge difference. I find a lot of people are very stiff nowadays with their whole body, and it's not really good to be stiff. It's not. So please don't that be you. Make sure you work, do some mobility stuff every day you can. Make it a habit. I promise it helps more than just your muscles, your joints, your skeleton. I find sometimes if I eat too much food and it's kind of uncomfortable through my intestinal area, if I do some stretches, like stretching this area, stretching the abdominals, which will stretch the intestines, it does actually slightly help. So even if you think you're only stretching like your muscles, like you're stretching your blood vessels, you're stretching your veins, your lymphatic tissue, some endocrine glands, some internal organs, maybe it hurts them, but maybe it helps them. So I think a lot of times it can help when your mobility stuff, flexibility training, etc. As long as it's not too intense, it can help other than just your muscles, your connective tissue, etc. It might help with circulation via the blood, drainage of blood via the veins, lymphatic tissue, the fluid in between cells, swelling, all that stuff. Okay, so that's about a 4-minute rest time. I'm gonna do some more bicep curls because I still wanna rest a little longer. The weight's gonna be already here, so I'm going to clip this in. I'm gonna do one more set of those jumping squats. Change it to non-barbell. Curl, rotate, back up. Hopefully I'm motivating you guys to want to work out today. That's really one of the biggest goals for myself. Because exercise, just the amount of research that exercise has to help people is just amazing. Shoulder press. You can always do like one of these. I like these. Clean. It's like a full body exercise right here. Squat. That could be your cardio too, is just doing that over and over again. The many things you can do with the Speedy and Tone Gym is amazing. There's just so much stuff you can do. All right, I only got energy for one more. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the day. What else do you guys have plans for the day? Just checking and reading comments here. I think I've responded to them. Good. Whew. Whew. That is tiring. So I'm gonna go again, face that way, do some jumps, because I can feel that in my feet, I can feel it in my calves, ankles. When you get that explosiveness and power, you have to kind of have that soft landing. Train your feet, train barefoot can be very, very helpful. All right, guys. Whew, let's go. All right, the weight's going. It's pulling me down. My feet are shoulder width apart. Activating the arches of my feet as much as I can. Lower the weight. Do some more. Now it's too light. Alright guys, so I'll show you guys. Actually do one more. Finish it off with some chest movements. I'll show you guys what I do for cleanup, how to set it up. This thing, set it down. That's working the body good. Do a pec pop. Do you guys have any specific questions? Feel free to let me know. Soon, have some pre-made protein shakes. I haven't had anything today. It's 12 o'clock. I typically don't eat till middle afternoon. I just don't get hungry. Do you guys do intermittent fasting? I've been doing that since I was like off and on since I was 16. For a while I did one meal a day. Like I would eat even after I'd work out so fast for like 18 to like 22 hours. Some of my workouts I had low energy for sure, but I remember I was super, super lean. They didn't work for long term. I didn't really want it to, so I would do it twice a day. For me, it's hard to even eat like 3 times a day. Twice a day is the sweet spot. If I want to gain a little bit more size, I'll have like a meal replacement shake in the morning time to equal about 3. I couldn't do more than 4 or 5 times a day like some people do. It's just like a chore. You need to let your body rest to always have to digest. I think that's going to be helpful for your intestines, etc. So I'm going to do this because I want to still work my chest. That's something that I'm trying to grow. Barbell, non-barbell. Chest, shoulders, upper body things. Hello everybody, hope you guys are enjoying the day. Yes, some people are saying I need some rehab, etc. They need to be doing some strength training, etc. Which is obviously, yes, you should. Everyone should. This one's great when you can go onto the knees just to rest your legs. I love that stretch in the shoulders and the chest. That also works your core because your core is protecting yourself from falling backwards. It's like you finishing off your workout with like push-ups. That's kind of what I'm trying to do, but with this weight here. Alright guys, so this thing, I just press the button and then it turns off. So it does use an outlet that you typically use. I use an extension cord connected in. So make sure you guys calm down routine, wait a few minutes, protein shake, get ready for studying sessions. I'm going to be studying for today, continuing education, make some food. So now this is called the Expedience Gym Monster. So I flick up one setting there, press it up, just like that. I unplug it, take this, place it up top, and if you need to clean, you could always clean. Super lightweight. See how it's on wheels. So it doesn't take up too much space. See, you can move around just like that. It's really easy. Like one of my fingers, you press here. One finger, it's not too heavy at all. Again, I'm 6'1", so it's probably 6'2" height. Here's my body width. It's not even wider than my body. So it's super easy and super quick just to move around wherever you want. Look, just like that. It's not bolted into the walls. Takes up very little space. The accessories you have, you can hang them up on top. It's amazing, right? It saves so much space. It's like a squat rack, it's like a cable machine, all in one, right? Like I wouldn't go any other way with any fitness equipment that is on the market nowadays. This thing I would typically put away in one of these little Bluetooth ring boxes it came with to charge it. I might charge it once a week, just for 4 to 6 hours, and it's good for at least a week. And then the bench is a foldable bench that folds up and down. I use this in an office, but I've also brought it to places too, which is cool if you're going to, if you're a healthcare provider and you want to use this and you want to take it somewhere, like, if you have one other person to help you, you can take it in and out of things and just show people what it's like, show people the stuff you offer, so that way people can feel these things and they could get a difference. This medical machine here, I use this for recovery of my body. It's great. It's an electromagnetic field therapy. I recommend when I use it on people, like I show them what it feels like typically, and that helps a ton with them to kind of just be bought in with the potential benefits, show them the research stuff, but people still want to feel it. So when they feel things, it helps a lot to get a sense of what it's like. So make sure everyone hydrates today. I know summers can be typically pretty warm. So I drank about half that bottle of mineral water, so I'll place that in the fridge and I'll have that a different day. And then I'm gonna go get a protein shake. So I'm back. So I got a protein shake. Let's see, protein shake, apple, and banana. You from LA? I was not born in Los Angeles, but I lived there off and on for a long time, and I lived in South Orange County for a while too. I lived in around Sunset Boulevard, kind of right by where one of the Beverly Hills signs is, West Hollywood area. Which was great. Someone messaged, you from Los Angeles? No, I used to live there. Los Angeles is great. I feel like it's kind of just Southern California in general. It's an umbrella. I spent a lot of time Newport Beach and Laguna Beach. I love everywhere from Santa Barbara. I mean, honestly, I love the Pacific Coast Highway in general. Big Sur I went to recently when it just opened. It's a great time. It's a great area. My favorite area is probably Laguna Beach. All the beautiful hills there, the beautiful beaches there are fantastic. Los Angeles is great. I lived mainly in West Los Angeles. I went downtown every now and then for concerts or just to go drive through the highways there, but I've spent most of my time closer to the beach, of course. Like Santa Monica is fun, it's great. It's cleaning up more too, which is great. And I post a lot on YouTube here, so my YouTube channel's Dr. Austin Blanchon, so you guys can see here, Dr. Austin Blanchon, there you guys go, there you go. So I post a lot on YouTube because YouTube's hooked up with Google, and I found it just to be easier for people to just Google, like when you search stuff, I find the searchability of that is fantastic. So where are you guys all coming from? Where do you guys all live in general? I'm sure a lot of people just live all throughout the world. Actually, you don't necessarily have to live all in the United States. I know different time zones. I'm in the Eastern time zone right now. I just recently moved to Florida, but I have a license in, it's inactive in Oregon. I have an active license, I believe, in Hawaii still is active. If not, it might be inactive. Hawaii, California is still active, and Florida is active for chiropractic. These pre-made protein shakes are very, very handy. I have meal replacement shakes, like I've used the brands Kachava. I think I've used Huel, I've used some other knockoff brands. And Toronto here. Do you like Toronto? I know it's above New York, but I love I've had so many Canadian friends. Canadians are just good people in general. Not every Canadian, but I love Quebec. Quebec area is really cool. That French province in Canada is really cool. My dad lives in the Northeast, so I just drove to Quebec with him. Quebec's cool. I know Toronto's by Niagara Falls. I know a lot of people from Toronto and British Columbia. I used to spend a lot of time in Oregon, Seattle. I've been all over the United States. Been to Japan, Mexico. I'm wanting to go to Switzerland, to Europe soon. I've been to Tokyo. Tokyo is so fun. I really want to spend a lot more time in Japan. Do you guys have any favorite places you have been? Because I want to visit a lot of parts of the world. I find visiting different places, I typically learn about other cultures, learn about how they, just help people in general. And obviously, there's so much you can learn by traveling. And I think I'm still in my 20s, so I know a lot of people want to experience more of the world when they're young and capable. And all of the chiropractic patients that I've worked with, I try to ask them life questions. Most of them are 30, 40 years older than myself. So they have a lot of wisdom. A lot of them recommend to not take life too seriously, travel more, experience more when you're young, which is obviously hard when you're trying to build your career. You're trying to make an income with how difficult it is nowadays, but a lot of them state that they wish they would have seen more of the world and traveled more, and also not work so hard. But it's tough because a lot of them, they get annoyed when you take a vacation or when you're gone for a little bit of time because they want to see you or they want to get helped by you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. When you help people so much, they kind of rely on you. But of course, unlike everyone else, I like to travel quite a bit, and I'm very adventurous. And I'd say Hawaii, where I lived, was the most adventurous place. California had so much stuff to do, which I like, the diversity. It just takes a long time to get around in California. I remember every now and then I'd go spend time in Dana Point and Laguna Beach. I would stay the night there. And I would have to get up and go work in Beverly Hills, and I'd have to be seeing a chiropractic patient at 6 a.m. and I would get up at 4:15, 4:30 just to sprint down the highway just to get to Los Angeles at 6 a.m. And I remember working from 6 a.m. to a lot of times 7 to 8 p.m. at night. Those were long days, right? Healthcare providers work a long time, especially the ones in the medical field that work overnight. I have a lot of patients that are physicians because they have back pain or whatever. Some of them are emergency medicine physicians. Oh gosh, they work all the time. And police officers work, so I think us appreciating police officers, for what they do, whether you like them or whether you don't. And healthcare providers, I've worked with so many nurses over the years, emergency medicine doctors, and I definitely appreciate what they do because they help people in their toughest times. And when everyone else is typically asleep, working overnight shifts, I definitely appreciate that for sure. My favorite fruits are going to be bananas, apples. I like most fruits. Apples are my favorite. I like the red ones. Cosmic Crisp, Sugar Beet apples. Honey Crisp are really good. I like the yellow opal apples, OPAL apples. Those are super tasty. I love when, obviously during the fall time, they're much more prevalent. They're super delicious. They taste amazing. But I found if I have too much fruit that's from a grocery store, typically Walmart apples, they don't do the best on my stomach area. Just inexpensive, cheap Walmarts from multiple bags. They can get moldy, they can get, who knows how clean they are and who knows what soil they came from. I noticed the higher quality ones that come from good soil, they typically work with my tummy a lot better. The ones from Whole Foods are great. The ones from Walmart, they don't work well with me. So I think for people It's not as simple as just like stating you should eat more healthy things, like an apple is all around healthy. For some people, you might not deal with an apple. Some people are allergic to apples. Some people, it depends where you buy them from. I notice where I buy from, it obviously matters. So I think for people, when I recommend nutrition things on where to eat healthy foods, obviously the sourcing really matters. And if things don't sit well with you, whether you chewed it too fast or whether where you bought it from wasn't the best, obviously that's going to matter. So there's no blanket statement for nutrition. I like to eat more of the Mediterranean paleo style of eating, such as the protein sources like Alaskan salmon is delicious, sardines and mackerel, those are smaller fish, those are great. Oysters are really good. For animal foods, I like healthier red meats, you know, from a buffalo, bison, cow. I guess a lamb would be good. Lamb tastes really good. Pork, typically not as much, but sometimes I'll eat pork. And chicken, of course, from a healthy source, I like chicken. Turkey's okay, taste-wise, but I think it's still pretty healthy. And then for vegetables, the cruciferous vegetables, cauliflower is good. I've seen like green cauliflower, purple cauliflower is really good, just basic white ones. I might lightly steam them. Lightly steam broccoli, lightly steam asparagus. I like purple cabbage. I like to ferment the foods like sauerkraut. Kimchi is tasty. I like to have olives and avocados. Those are healthy fruits. And then I said that, you know, the apples are good, bananas are good. Yeah, and then for starchier foods, of course, sweet potatoes are good. Even white potatoes can be good. The fiber foods like lentils, certain peas, certain beans, all can be super good. And then eating less, eating to the 80% plus or minus satisfied is good. Don't drink sugary drinks. Don't drink soda for sure. Don't drink Gatorade. You don't need that stuff. Managing your sugar intake. I don't drink alcohol. I recommend people to not typically drink alcohol, and be careful with desserts too. Healthier dessert items that can be tasty in moderation: maple syrup, honey, date sugar, coconut sugar can be healthy, as those are all natural. Even cane sugar, like that. Cane is actually organic, so it can all be healthy. I've been drinking actually banana milk recently, which they have them in our grocery stores. It tastes very good. For a lot of people, there's a lot of companies that can now test your minerals. You can get a comprehensive metabolic panel places, a complete blood count. Those in general, I think, are good for people to get for sure. Whether you're at a younger age, to find the trends that happens more in the older age. I don't do a lot of that blood work and stuff, to be honest. Chiropractors typically don't. I have some training on it, but I'm so busy with just the hands-on, like physical work of things. I typically recommend they go to see someone that does that all the time. And there's a lot of scales and spectrums with blood work of what's normal and what's not. It's just honestly not even consistent. So I can see why people are confused. I have some confusion as well, because honestly, it's not as simple as just if some of your numbers are up or some of your numbers are down, the amount of things that could be going on that could be affecting that is just astronomical, to be honest. So that could be a tough job. And plus, getting people to implement changes can take months, if not years. If not, it never happens. So I could see that being like the internal medicine work can be tough, because getting people to commit to lifestyle changes when you're not even with them, like observing them all the time, would be very tough and sometimes not even possible. So I think for a lot of people blame the healthcare system as not being the best, but I think you should also blame, we should blame, you should take accountability for yourself if you're actually doing what you should be doing. For a lot of us, even though you're watching this, even myself, we have to be cautious of how much screen time you're using. I think it's going to affect people's psychological health, mental health, your eyes too, seeing all that stuff and having to comprehend with what is going on via your brain and all that complexity that it is some of it's just obviously even out of my knowledge, and I think out of human being knowledge too, and especially for how much technology is going to be impacting us in the next 10 to 20 years. I notice it mainly impacting with people just lack ambition and focus to do other things that don't involve technology. They're so stuck on it. And for a lot of people, obviously, it does affect their head and their neck, because they just stay still for a long time and they don't really move around as much. I noticed that just based off my work. I even noticed that in little kids. When parents bring in their kids, because the parents are coming in to get work done and their kids are hanging out, a lot of kids are plenty free, they're moving around, but some kids are so locked into their screen at a young age, and like they cry when they might take it away. I mean, they're just so addicted to it. It's bad. it's actually very bad, to be honest. You don't want to be addicted to something like that at a very young age. And yeah, I see a lot of kids out nowadays, kids, young age teenage people that you wouldn't expect that probably have unluck of the draw and not the best genetics, but are starting to get very sedentary and just honestly pretty overweight. So managing your weight is super, super helpful. And try to say, yeah, so managing your weight is very important. Managing your activity levels, but also just enjoying your day-to-day life, enjoying what you do, enjoying how you make money is super helpful. Because I see people that they're depressed, they don't like their life. Let's say they're coming to someone like myself because they just have back discomfort. Or a lot of people have to work jobs they don't like. I work with a lot of people that have worked at like FedEx, Amazon, UPS deliveries. They're picking up stuff. They sit down in the truck, semi-truck drivers, or they drive the UPS truck, etc. Then they have to go pick a bunch of boxes. Some of them love it. Some of them don't like it as much. They have back discomfort. They also seem super stressed, anxious, etc. They just don't like what they're doing. And I hate to see people when they don't like what they're doing. It carries over into so many other aspects of life. When they don't like what they're doing, they just don't make the best choices for themselves. They kind of lose interest in taking care of themselves, and we see this over and over again. When I was in Los Angeles and when I was in Hawaii, because of the weather there, the amount of people that are houseless, that don't have a home to stay, I worked with a ton of them just out in the parks because I saw how much healthcare they specifically needed. I'd work on them, I'd get them to sign something, hey, yada, 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 we're gonna work with each other as best I can, because I would always have a portable table in my car. I would go work with them, and a lot of them would tear up about just how people don't really care about them or look about them. A lot of them have injuries, or they're just kind of neglected, and I feel really bad. I think a lot of us could help other people around us, and it would make a world of a difference to the people. And I saw that very clearly in Los Angeles. Has a huge number of houseless people, some of the highest probably in the world. Hawaii has a big population of houseless as well. And some of them are nice people. Some of them have ended up being patients of mine. They used to be incarcerated. They used to be in jail, and they found God or something like that and feel better. Yeah, and I mean, who knows what people have gone through, so you obviously have to be careful too. But yeah, and oh man, some of them, I've worked with people definitely in prison too, and oh my God, some of them are the most buff people I've ever worked with. Some of the men there they're huge muscular people and very interesting to work with. And yeah, they just have such interesting stories. I worked with a man that was houseless in Hawaii that I would always go work out at this park. It's called Kapolani Park, doing pull-ups there. I'd make exercise videos, and I'd always see him there. He had a bike. He slept on cardboard on one of the benches there. He was such a nice guy, such a nice guy. I remember his name. I saw him. He looked like he had a very rounded back. He has some issues with his spleen. He has like a very odd torso and rib cage. He's had some, I think, motorcycle accidents, but he would open up to me about, yeah, I mean, he's killed people before. He was such a nice guy, but guys, when he opened up about that, I had no idea when he opened up about why he was incarcerated. He guessed he made a mistake. But he really appreciated me just come up and talk to him. He just felt like no one would really care. They'd always go by him. No one would ever make conversation with him. I would just have conversations with him when I was working out, because he seemed like a super nice guy. And also noticed like, hey, do you need help? Your back looks just like it needs a ton of help. And I would definitely talk with him and help with him. He would go to the healthcare providers in Hawaii that were helping him find some shelter. I think he would also have to get some blood donations too, because of the spleen issue. But the point is I worked with a ton of people in Los Angeles, in Hawaii mainly, for the houseless and the unfortunate, and I recommend people do that as well. It was very eye-opening to also see some of the things that one of these gentlemen would say would make absolutely no sense at all. He would continue talking, and I just got more of the recollection that he's had some head injuries and stuff just would not make sense. So to help this gentleman out too, I would give them food. I'd give them just like healthy food and chicken to make sure they ate healthy too. I've seen some, which you've probably seen, people like houseless people, like they're just dousing peanut butter all over their face, all over their body. They're eating just the most random things, and just to help, cleanse the environment too, is just help them get on their feet somehow and help them out. I've had some of them I think have definitely lied to me. I've worked with them and talked about them and just asked them questions. Some of them would say very random things about working in the military. One unfortunate one, I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but he says one of his regrets in life is that he wished he was able to spend more time with his partner. His partner died young of cancer, and she was the mother of both of their kids, and I felt so bad. He wished his partner was still here and she's up in heaven because she died of cancer. And now he was living in, like, on the sand in Waikiki, and he seemed like a really nice guy, but I felt so bad. Do I know if he's telling the truth? I don't know. But if he is, God bless. That's so unfortunate. So help everyone out. I see a lot of people here in Florida too with signs, and obviously be careful. You don't know if anything's going to happen to you, but help people out, and I hope I was able to help you guys out, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.